Yo, 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 it's the AC show. Officially brought to you by mortgage professional Rebecca Casey with DLC Origin Mortgages. Rebecca has a 16-year relationship with real estate, which helps her understand the entire process of home buying, not just the mortgage part of the transaction. And she was recently nominated one of the top 40 young gun mortgage brokers in Canada. Rebecca is an incredibly caring individual who loves working with young families looking to get into their first homes, as well as experienced buyers. She works with clients from all over and has flexible hours to help cater to all types of people. You'll get top-tier rates, products, and service from Rebecca Casey, mortgage professional with DLC Origin Mortgages. That was me beatboxing, in case you couldn't tell. If anyone out there knows how to make a cool beat, you know, some background music for me to have over these intros, maybe someone like Brendan Woody Woodruff at Woodruff Music, that'd be great. Just let me know. Send it my way. Maybe I'll use it. Give you a little shout out like I just did. On this episode, the AC show is making a young man's dream come true. That's right, Mr. Daniel Stone of The Dan Stone Show of the Basic Hoes and Basic Bros episode of the AC show is on this episode. With his lovely wife, Kim, we talk about long dicks, we talk about young love and step parenting, and we actually do 3 different segments of your favorite song ever. And I need you guys to vote whose song you like better, Kim's or Dan's. Dan also comes to me with a great question of what is my least favorite song. And then after Kim leaves, we kind of have a conversation about how some wives might be like control freaks, but Dan really backs down on that whole thing and kind of leaves me hanging high and dry. So I also kind of make mention that I might be recording these podcasts simply to escape my wife and kids for a while, but I promise you, babe, that's not the case. I was totally kidding. Love you. Anyway, hey, Kim and Dan, what's up? Beep. Beep, beep.
Just a bit. I gotta hear the music though, because I gotta dab. My first and one and only dab.
You're not dabbing. No one can see you anyway.
No.
And then we got to get this barbecue going. You guys excited?
Barbecue?
Yeah, the tailgate party, barbecue. You didn't tell your wife?
Did
What?
you not text her?
No.
Oh, I
What
thought
are you talking
made.
about?
Well, because there was a chance that you weren't going to come,
Yeah.
so I didn't want you to feel bad. So I didn't send you this text that I sent to Dan and Sean
Sean,
and Rebecca.
they're coming over?
What? You didn't know this?
No.
What are you talking about?
I didn't know that Sean and Rebecca were coming over.
We can't stay terribly long because
No, I know.
We have to go back and get crazy.
I know. We're doing.
Okay.
It's like a pregame tailgate party.
Okay.
That's why I was like, we got to get this done.
Yeah, we gotta get going.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Anyway.
No, he doesn't tell me anything, and we'll be discussing this later.
I
We
had
will
no
be.
idea that he made it with the email with the text that came through. I'm like, it was a blanket text. I'm like, oh, he must have sent that to Kim. You were in the middle of Pilates at the time.
Anyway,
workout.
we're already recording, so this is gold. This is perfect. Right? I'm starting to get the hang of that. Catch the random stuff.
With Andrew Christopher, your host. It's the Andrew Christopher Show. But really we call it the AC Show. Yeah, we really call it the AC Show. Really call it the AC Show. It's the AC Show.
It's the AC show with AC, your host. Check it out.
And he did it. Dan's first dab.
Wow.
Well done, buddy. I used to dab on all the videos on YouTube on the AC show. And for you just listening, Dan Stone did his first dab at the end of my theme song.
First and last.
That means a lot, man. It means a lot that you're so excited to be here.
So excited.
And with your beautiful wife, Kim. Say hi, Kim.
Hi, everybody.
That's perfect. And now you can relax for a little bit and finish that Caesar, because I figured I'll start with talking to Dan a little bit and let you chill out, and because you said you might need a drink before doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a pretty strong Caesar for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is it good?
It's delicious. Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Glad. So Dan, my man, he brought over some beers for us.
I brought beers.
That was your plea on the Basic Hoes and Basic Bros.
I told you I'd bring some craft beers over.
So this is where now I'm going to get myself in trouble, because I had the winner on, obviously, to do the mukbang, and But now I've had you guys both on as two other contestants who actually lost the contest. So I'm going to have to get all the other losers on as well. Not that you guys are losers, just of that
It's fine.
contest, you know?
Tartar.
Yeah. So I'll be, who else was on there? Lindsay, right? My friend
Your
Lindsay.
friend Lindsay, yeah.
So she's going to have to come on the pod. But that was it? Was there
I
only?
think so.
Yeah.
Was us and Tara called in from
Oh, yeah.
down in
Tara.
the States.
Actually, I told Tara you guys were going to be on.
Oh.
Yeah.
How'd
Well,
that
she
go?
was going to find out sometime. You guys have done this to yourself, right? You guys might be making some enemies now.
Nah.
No, it's great. I'm glad you're here. So this first beer, let's get right into that.
So this beer was actually brewed by my littlest brother. In the basement of my parents' house.
Yeah, he's doing home brews, right?
He's doing home brews with his girlfriend Bryt. Yeah.
How long has he been doing this for?
I think they've done a number of batches. We
So-
got two
so
good.
that's gotta
we
be
got two of their good ones. They've been doing
Like a
it
couple
for
years, or
I'd say a year and a half, 2 years.
yeah, okay, because
Yeah.
it takes quite a while. I don't know the exact.
I don't either.
process, but
This one, he specifically gave me two that they're like, hey, these were two of our betters
yeah,
or better ones.
yeah, cool. I'm glad he didn't send the shitty ones along. I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
So this is a pineapple Hefeweizen,
Yeah,
and it's pretty good.
When I go to a brewery, I wouldn't normally get the Hefeweizen ones, just because I find they're too fruity or something. But this one doesn't seem that, and it's not very pineapple-y either, because that would have been something else that turned me off. I was like, I don't like pineapple, but this is fantastic.
There's a little bit of pineapple there. You can definitely taste it.
Yeah, for sure. Having said that, okay, wait. Is Ben going to be listening to this? Probably, right?
He might.
So should
He's
we?
a fan.
Right. So Kim's son Ben, who is 11, 12?
11.
11.
Yep.
Right. And so Dan's stepson. We're going to be talking about this later for sure.
Bonus son.
Bonus. son.
Bonus son.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Bonus dad.
Bonus dad. Yeah. He enjoys the podcast. He loved when you were on and or I guess both of you guys on that Basic Hose episode. And so he might be listening. Should we say like an earmuffs thing if I'm going to say something kind of crude or?
Not a bad idea.
Okay. So now you guys have heard that. So now it's your responsibility to make sure the earmuffs are on.
Earmuffs.
Ben, earmuffs. Have you ever had a long dick before? Either of you? No? So, Kim, you can answer first.
I don't. Is that like a play on words for something else?
It is a little bit, yes.
God,
Okay.
thank God.
Way to catch yourself there.
Yeah.
And so Daniel, I guess not.
Can't say no.
It's
Yeah.
a drink.
Oh, okay.
And so I never knew it was called this, but then my buddies were at a baseball tournament or something, and they ordered a beer, just like a Coors Light or something, with orange juice. And the guy was like, you mean a long dick?
Oh
I
gosh.
was like, is that what it's called? And he was like, yeah, of course. You want a long dick? And so that's what it is. But beer and orange juice. Do you ever drink that?
No.
No, it's good. But I would say it's kind of similar to something like this.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
taste.
it's got a
anyways.
little bit of fruity aspect. to
Yeah,
it.
I'll give you one when we go upstairs. But it's cool.
long dick?
And it's I'll give you.
Wow,
And
a
that's
big
the
day.
best thing to say to people. I was saying it all last weekend when we were out at Jamie and Nadia's place on the island, because him and I were drinking long dicks, and
Nice.
Jamie was getting a bit sick of me saying the term, so maybe I'll try.
Your
and-
Jamie or?
Yeah, my Jamie.
Your Jamie.
You know, you wives get sick of things we say very quickly.
Speaking of last weekend, shout out on the Parliament of Owls, Jake, Shotgun Jake. That was good. I'm surprised, given that Jamie's a Maple Leafs fan, you actually got him to shotgun a beer after Jake scored a goal.
I know. I was stoked. And actually, a couple people have come up to me randomly, and they were like, "Dude, I saw Halford and Bruff retweet your Shotgun Jake video," and I was like, "Are you serious?" And they were like, "Yeah." They said they looked at it and they were like, "That's Andrew Christopher," and so they came up to me and they're like, "Yeah, we saw it retweeted." But for those of you who don't know, the Vancouver Canucks player Jake Vertanen, a local boy from Abbotsford, and every time he scores a goal for the Vancouver Canucks, the fan base is supposed to shotgun a beer and post a video of it on Twitter, because some of the big radio announcer guys kind of came up with this concept. But have you done one yet?
Nope.
Oh, too bad they're not
Be
playing
a shotgun fail.
I know. Oh, that's right. That's what you said. And I said those are the best ones. You got to get those on film, and then you'll be Twitter famous, maybe.
Probably not.
Anyway, beer. I love beer, man.
Yeah.
This is great. I'm so glad that he sent these over. It's it's pretty nice of him.
Got another one in the cooler
Yeah,
for a little bit later.
For a little bit later.
Yeah.
How about or is this kind of your usual kind of beer? What do you drink?
I like a lot of ales. You know,
Yeah.
summertime and I've Hefeweizen, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty easy going.
See, I obviously drink a lot of beer. You guys know this. But I haven't got into the whole culture or brewing of it yet, or like what's in the beers I like.
It's a lot of work.
You know, the hops and all that stuff, like what IBU it is or whatever. However they measure
I
it.
don't understand that.
So I go to the breweries and I usually just I'll get pale ales or even like darker ales and then just a lager. But I don't know. That's kind of my thing. It's good though.
I know when they brew their beer, that when Brandon and Bryt brew their beer, it's a full day affair. Like right in the morning, they got to have all their stuff ready to go. And
Yeah, from what I understand, it could be like multiple days, or like a full day like that, then a week off to let some stuff settle.
Yeah,
and then another full day.
yeah, and then a day to bottle or however you do it.
Yeah, yeah. I've thought about getting into it, or at least doing the U-brew stuff, because you can get cheap beer by doing that. Like I know there's one Clearbrook Brewing Company or something where you just go in and they stamp you. The cans look like kokanee, and you go in there and do it yourself and get out of there with freaking 100 beers for like $70 or something. You know, so it's
My last year of university, 4 of us got together and did a U-brew.
it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you go to university?
UVic.
UVic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be some good times. I like Victoria. I haven't spent that much time there, but and were you studying horticulture? Was that
No, I studied business. I did a 4-year business degree.
Oh, okay, yeah.
3 years in Victoria,
Yeah,
and then we could talk about this a little bit later.
yeah.
But I got into horticulture afterwards. After the
Afterwards.
business career that I had kind of fell apart.
Oh, well, will that tie into? Why don't we talk about your failed business now?
Not my failed business. Let's just put that out there. Not my failed business.
Easy.
Or will this come up when Kim is talking about your guys' story of your?
It's kind of part of our story.
Okay, good. We'll let Kim get into that later because she's going to be the one as she stares at me like a deer in the headlights, talking about the great love story that is Kim and Dan. I'm excited to hear it. I don't think I've ever heard much of the high school stuff. So we'll talk a bit about your relationship in high school, and then you guys drifted apart, and now we're back.
We're back.
Happy couple, the perfect marriage,
Wedded bliss.
right?
Every day.
Every day.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Okay, so obviously you guys know one of the big segments on the AC show is your favorite song ever. And so we're going to have a few different ones because we're going to have Dan's favorite song ever. We're going to have Kim's favorite song ever. And then I asked you guys to pick like what your song is. And at first you were like, oh, do we have a song? I don't know. I don't understand how you do not have a song. You must have like a bunch of songs anyway, or your first dance song, just something you like together. So you guys will have to think of that for later in the show too. But we're going to start with Dan's. So, Dan, your gun to your head, favorite song ever. Do you want to tell people about it, or do you want to listen first and see if they know it and then talk about it after?
So the song is it's by the Zac Brown Band, and it's Free / Into the Mystic. Mm-hmm. So a little bit of backstory. Zac Brown was my first ever country concert, and they happened to play this song. I love it. It's a live version. It's about a 6-minute song.
Awesome.
It starts with his song Free, and then he fades into the Mystic, which was done originally by Van Morrison, then covered by Colin James, which is my absolute favorite version.
Yeah, that's the one I kind of do. I kind of do one like him.
Yeah. And then he goes back into Free.
Okay, cool.
He ends with Free. And
I like that.
You know, Into the Mystic for Kim and I, it's both one of our favorites. She likes the Van Morrison version. I like the Colin James version.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to play it. And like you said, it's about 6-7 minutes. But I love this. Like, I love listening to live recordings more than anything, obviously. And the fact that it kind of goes into I don't know if I know the song Free. I might. Is it a radio song?
Not
really.
Not
so maybe
really.
I won't.
Maybe
I will.
sometimes.
But then it goes into something super popular, like Into the Mystic, and then back out. So I love checking out how they do that. So I'm excited to listen. So settle in, because we're going to listen to the whole 6 or 7 minutes, whatever it is. Let's do it, guys. Flip one of those ears so then maybe she can hear a bit. Just
cuddle up. You guys are so cute.
Like you, I'm a real suck for live music.
Yeah.
Like if there's a live version of a song and it's a good one, I'm gonna listen to that one 9 times.
Even if it,
Out of 10.
because it has all this extra stuff that, it does really go over live, maybe a bit better. But if you can kind of just put yourself in that place mentally where you're like, okay, imagine being at a concert listening to this, this super melodic violin or cello or whatever. It's cool.
We live out in our old van, travel all across this land, me and you. We'll end up hand in hand, somewhere down on the sand, just me and you. Just as free, free as we'll ever be, just as free, free as we'll ever be. Driving till the city lights dissolve into a country sky, just me and you. Lay underneath the harvest moon, do all the things that lovers do, just me and you. Just as free, free as we'll ever be, just as free, free as we'll ever be, and ever be. We were born before the wind, and also younger than the sun. And the bonnie boat was one as we sail into the mystic. Hark now, hear the sailors cry. You smell the sea and you feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. When that foghorn blows, I'll be coming home. travel all across this land. Me and
That's awesome. So I did know that Zach Brown song. I have heard it for sure before, and I fucking love those horns. And like this was from, or actually I don't know where this one was from, but does he always travel with like a huge band like that with horns and with the strings and like have you guys seen him live before?
We've seen him a couple times.
Yeah.
live.
Seen twice.
And
Yeah.
did he have like big bands like that?
I don't think so.
No.
He's got
Yeah.
a pretty big. He's got a
So
pretty
maybe
big
just
band
for like
already.
major festivals and
That concert was recorded at the Georgia Theater in
okay.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, and that's his hometown, right?
Georgia.
Yeah,
I
Georgia.
think.
Is, yeah.
And I believe the story, can't quote me 100% on this. The story was the Georgia Theater had a major fire
Oh, okay, yeah.
or something happened to the actual theater.
And it was like a fundraiser.
And it was a fundraiser.
Okay.
And like on this concert, he brings in Kid Rock for sure.
Cool.
I think Little Big Town's on the
Yeah.
album. There's a bunch of major.
He's a super popular guy in the music world. Like he's really good friends with Dave Grohl. I know that. And guys like Kid Rock, like you said, like he's a really well respected musician in that music world. Whereas, I'm sure some people think he's kind of more just pop country guy. But I think it's pretty obvious too if you listen to his music, he's not that kind of guy. Like he is.
He's had his moments.
Yeah,
he had one
he'll
album.
put out those songs.
He had one album that was, I think it was not looked too highly upon by the country community because there was a lot of, like he did a song with Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
That was played on rock radio.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I respect about him so much is that he's a musical genius. It's some of this bro country that's out there. Let's face it. Not all these guys are. I wouldn't put them in the same class as Zach Brown or Chris Stapleton or something musically. I know a lot of them are, but a lot of these guys are. They are kind of turning into more like boy band stuff, which in its own right is great. It's still good music. But I think there's a different level of musicality and stuff when you get to guys like Zach Brown or Chris Stapleton and stuff. And that's kind of the country music I'm really into. I know I'm pulling at some strings because you guys are huge country music fans, right? And yeah, it's not a shot against anything of that. It's just I think that these guys are on next level tiers. And I think that's why they have all these great musician friends around them. Like you said, Chris Cornell, Dave Grohl, like guys who have, icons in the music world because of their art, and guys like Zach Brown kind of mesh with them really well for this kind of reason with that music. Yeah.
I for the longest time despised country music.
Mm-hmm.
Before we got married, I swore against. I'm like, you know what? I love most music. I don't listen to rap. I don't listen to country.
Yeah.
And that was in my university years. And then
Really?
yeah. And
Kim, you ruined him.
Kim and I
What
Kim and
did
I
you
got
do to
together.
him?
We
I
got
made him better.
we got married. We got married, and on the road trips, I would usually drive. She would control the radio, and it's like, oh, it's country. Okay, all right. And then after 2 or 3 road trips, it's like, oh, it's you know what?
I guess it's
I don't
catchy.
mind this song.
I'm singing
This is-
along.
yeah. Oh, I know all the words. Oh, Zach Brown's coming to town. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
there
we
you
should
go.
go.
So
And then
was he one of those first artists that was kind of your guys' worlds coming, or I guess like country music wise anyways, who were some of the first artists that you were listening to and you were like, oh, okay, I guess I can get into this? Was it Zach Brown?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Zach Brown was pretty. I've also I love rock music too. I've come
Yeah.
from an alternative, Pearl Jam and
Yeah.
growing up in the '90s, it's Nirvana, Pearl Jam, all that stuff, and listen to like Eric Church.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's country, but it's rock too.
Yeah.
And he is some. Oh,
That's another
he
guy
is,
I can
He is
really
high on my list.
get
I haven't
behind.
seen him yet,
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
but even like guys like Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
And that was our first concert together.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At
Ambleside.
At Ambleside.
I was freaking lit
You were lit that night.
On your rollerblades.
on my rollerblades.
Isn't there a story there?
Oh
you
yeah.
dropped me.
So Jamie and I had gone out for the day in Vancouver, and we rollerbladed kind of the seawall, but not really, just from like Yaletown up to English Bay, I think. Does that make sense? You could rollerblade that kind of path
I think
anyways.
so.
And so I had just one of those camelbacks on, and it was just full of vodka soda. So I was hammering that back, and she was having some too. Jamie was pretty fun back then.
She's not now.
We're working on it.
Okay.
And so then we went to
Andrew in the
Cactus Club.
doghouse.
We went to Cactus Club for a couple there, and then we caught the bus up to Ambleside, and so we were still like on our rollerblades, or we had them with us. And then the concert came and went, and I guess I don't know why did I pick you up?
It was
And
near
then
the end
I
of the concert.
dropped
and
you.
There
Near the end of the concert, so I probably had
so
another
I think you
4
were
or 5
extra
there.
lit. Is that what the cool kids
I like
say?
the Christmas tree.
Yeah, yeah. And you picked me up, and I went over your shoulders, and I kept going.
Yeah, my bad.
It's okay.
No serious injuries, right?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Do you remember the pile of beer cans that collected on the ground? Now it wasn't just us.
It wasn't just us.
It
no.
wasn't just us.
No.
We were also there with my middle brother and a couple of his friends, and they were contributing to the pile of cans.
Yeah.
But there was a massive pile of cans by
Good
the end
night.
of the night.
It was
Yeah.
a good night.
It was a
That's
fun
good
day.
times. Actually, Jamie and I got in a huge fight that night.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. We were okay. You hear those kids upstairs?
Yeah, I can hear them.
Right? I wonder if our podcast listeners can. So this is so funny that you guys didn't even know Sean and Rebecca were coming over.
Nope.
Because it was going to be because Grey Cup's on. So we just wanted to have some friends over, do the podcast. The kids can run around like crazy upstairs, and it'll create the ambiance for the recording. It'll be great. But we can let them take care of it. This is the nice thing about being down on the podcast, right?
I don't have to worry about my children.
You don't have to parent. So that's why I do it. I get to escape down here every week. It's perfect.
Oh, genius.
So let's go right to Kim's favorite song. And so Kim, you should get comfy on the mic there. You'll be able to hear your beautiful voice. And then you'll be able to hear if you're too quiet. And this is perfect. I can see already. Say hi.
Hi.
And then people can judge you, and they can pick whose favorite song is their favorite song. We'll even put it to a vote. I'll put it on my Instagram story when the episode comes out, so people can vote if they think Kim's song was better or if Dan's song was better. I think Dan's is going to be
Daniel's song.
It's going to be hard to beat. No, don't sell yourself short.
No, they will.
Let's jump right into it. But first, let's have a sip of this beer. Cheers, my man. This is Maple Amber Ale. That's fun. It's so good. That's like the smoky kind of the maple.
That's full flavored.
Yeah, that's what I like. Like I'll take this one as the winner for sure over the other one. Yeah. But I mean, that's just my taste. But that's something special. Kim, you want to try some?
Sure.
Are you going to? I'm so proud of you right now.
Give me a swig. I drank too much last night.
Kim tied one on last night, and she came over saying she was hungover.
Andrew was kind enough to make me a Caesar that is almost gone.
Good. Now
And
you're
it
feeling
was
better.
great.
That's the only reason you
Yeah.
did that. But so what do you think? Is that your style or
It's
not
pretty
quite?
strong for me. I prefer a
It
lighter
does taste
beer.
pretty strong, yeah.
Yeah, but it's good.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And so this, again, is done by your younger brother, Brandon, and his girlfriend,
Bryt.
And we would usually give the shout out to Sean Casey during my favorite song ever. He's the unofficial sponsor of that because his wife is the real sponsor of this podcast.
Rebecca.
But for this week, because they were so kind to send some beer along, we're giving the My Favorite Song shout out to Bryt's hair studio, which is, what do they call?
It's called Habitat Salon on 208
in Langley.
Yep.
Yes, in Langley.
Yep.
So thanks, Bryt and Brandon, for sending the beer along. And Bryt also wanted to give a promo in case there's any people listening who wanted to get a hair coloring done. She said, if you book a coloring service, you get a free cut. Is that right?
Yep. And I guess the code or the magical
There's
words.
a code?
Yeah.
Or you just
When
have to say...
No, when you call in and say AC show.
Oh.
Yeah,
Do they have to just like not say anything else? They call in and then they're like, hello, Habitat Hair Studios, AC show. So make sure you guys do it like that.
Let me know how that works out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys mention the AC show when you call in, you'll get a free cut with your color. Is that how they would say it in the hairdressing world? I don't worry so much about hairdressing stuff in my life. Same as you, Daniel, I'm guessing.
But why? Boys? Why?
We're both beautiful, balding/bald men. And
Burly, handsome, bald.
Thank you. I prefer that one.
wow, that's the
The
nicest
first
thing
time
you've
my
ever
wife's
said.
ever called me burly.
Or handsome, yeah.
It's being polite.
So yeah, if they want to do that, and I was thinking, I was like, oh, this could work well for like husbands or boyfriends. Could they like call and buy something for their wife for like a Christmas thing? Be
I'm
like,
sure they could.
Hey, I
I'm
heard this on the
sure-
AC
yep.
show. Can I pay for my wife's hair coloring as like a Christmas present? And then
Then they get a free cut.
they do the free cut because they
Yeah.
heard it on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
but wait,
was-
we need a phone number or something. Daniel, get
You
on.
can follow Bryt on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Or you can.
And that's
she's
Hair by Bryt,
Bryt, Bryt.
Yeah. Okay.
Dean, Dean, or you can look up their salon,
Yeah.
Habitat.
Okay.
Eco
Yeah,
Salon
I'll post
in
it in the
Langley.
details anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, if you need a present
Really
or
nice
like
little
a
spot.
or
Yeah.
like a just because present. It doesn't have to be Christmas. Get them something right now.
Brownie points.
Call right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Build up those
Don't
brownie
wait.
points.
Call now.
This is great. Sean Casey, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
If Bryt keeps sending me beer, she might be the new favorite song ever
Right?
sponsor. We'll
Yeah.
see. Okay, so now let's get to it.
Okay.
The gun to your head.
Yep.
Your favorite song ever.
Got it.
What is it?
Forever Young by Rod Stewart.
Now this is going to be a hard decision for
You
me.
think so?
But let's listen to it first.
Let's do it. Hit it. Yes.
Got a good story about this song for after.
May the good Lord be with you down every road you roll. And may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home.
Sir Rod Stewart,
Sir Rod Stewart.
right? He was knighted, was he not?
Yes,
Right? Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. That's awesome. I
he's
love that too.
He's a family favorite.
Is he?
Growing
Aw.
up, that's who we listened to. Mom's got a man crush.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aw.
she loves him.
How many
That's-
times? How many times have you guys seen him?
Quite a few times.
So I love that song, and that's one I kind of sing. And every time when I get to that third verse or whatever, but whatever road you choose, I'm right behind you, win or lose. I like almost tear up every time as I'm on stage singing that. Like when I'm doing that song, like I found a good key. I can't sing it as high as he does, so I changed the key, lower it down. But I found the perfect key. I love singing that song. And then every time when I get to that part, I'm just so into it, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to cry. Whatever road you choose,
Yeah,
I'm right behind you.
it's a
Right?
good song. It's a
Oh,
good song.
so I don't know, Daniel. This could be a good fight. I don't know why you gave the win to Dan already on his
I
song.
don't
But
know.
That's
It is a good song.
I think
and
you'll be
it's-
surprised. We'll
and
put it
it's
to a
good
vote.
for it's good for all ages too. We've got little
Yeah.
ones in the car that just love the song and
Yeah, it's
they
a
sing along.
it's
and-
an iconic song for sure. That's one of my favorite song ever's answers from people.
oh good.
But there you go, you guys. Favorite song ever, brought to you by this week, Bryt at
Habitat
Hair Studios.
Eco Salon.
Call now.
Call now.
Anyway, that's awesome.
And
Great
my little-
choice.
And my little brother.
I love it. And your little brother,
And
yeah.
my little brother.
Thanks for the beer, you guys. It's great. Getting me ready for
Cheers.
Grey Cup.
Yep.
So I want to hear from Kim.
Yes.
Clear your throat. Get ready. This is your moment to shine. I want to know this story, this beautiful love story about you and your wonderful husband, Daniel. Because you guys, all I know is you were high school sweethearts. Then it wasn't happening. And
It
then you
actually
guys got
goes
married.
back further than
Oh,
high
elementary
school.
school sweethearts.
Yeah.
Weird. But okay. Okay, let's hear it. Kim, the stage is yours. And remember, you asked for this. You wanted to be on the podcast. So this is your storytelling time. I actually
Okay.
want to know what's going on.
All right.
How did this all start?
Well, feel free to interrupt me wherever
Oh,
I'm
I will correct you
I
if there's
know.
inaccurate details.
Yeah,
Okay.
you feel free to chime
He's
in.
better with details than I am. I'll
That's-
give the general
Oh,
gist, and he'll.
Okay.
Anyway, I think we were.
Do you want me to start? Because the first part of it includes me.
Well,
This is
it
so
depends where you're starting.
I finally
Not
give
the
Kim the
grade
mic,
4
and
part.
Dan's
No.
like, "Are you sure you don't want me to start? Because I actually know what happened."
Yeah, I was there.
I was there.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, let's hear it.
So-
Dan starts.
Originally, I moved into the Ocean Park area in grade 4. You had moved into the area in grade 3, correct?
And Dan was the new hunky boy on the block.
Not really. I was a
Not
geek.
Sure about hunky.
Big glasses, like oh.
You could cheat off him though.
So we kind of knew each other through the first couple years of elementary school.
Yeah.
And then, I think I was a little skinnier then. Thanks, Kim.
The dad bod pod.
Yeah,
Did you like that one?
Yeah, that was
my
good.
belly out.
With that,
So I believe she's not going to listen to this, so I can say it. I actually asked my mom, who do you think I should take to the grade 7 dance?
really?
She's like, that Kim Valance girl is really nice. And that's where it started. So now
Wow.
you can continue.
We were in the gym. I can't remember what for, and I had a crush on a boy, and I really had hoped he was going to ask me to the grade 7 grad dance. And lo and behold, Daniel comes up to me and asks me.
So you're saying it wasn't me.
It wasn't. Sorry, honey. It wasn't you. Awkward.
That's
okay.
That's
I'm
okay.
fine.
though.
I'm fine
But
with it.
We
It's the
know
one-
where the
it's in the
story
past.
is.
Initials were CM.
Oh,
I'm just
Chris
gonna...
Miller.
Oh,
Chris Miller.
Can we delete this part?
Shout out, Chris. No, not at all. I cannot. I don't do any editing. Sorry.
Great. Anyway, Daniel came up to me and awkwardly asked me, and I think I said yes right then and there.
So that was grade 7. the
Grade
dance.
7, so we went to our dance together.
You remember any songs that you guys danced to? Did you dance?
Awkwardly, yes.
Because I would.
Everybody awkwardly danced to grade 7.
Yeah.
Full arms length
Full
between
arm's
you and your
length
partner.
apart.
But
Yeah.
even for me, I think like in grade 7, if I had asked a girl to the dance, or even if we were like dating or boyfriend and girlfriend, we would be at that high school dance and like not even interact.
Well, it was kind of like that.
Yeah, for a bit. But then you did, and
But we
dance.
did. We
Okay,
did.
good.
And I think that summer you and your mom would go bike riding, and occasionally we grew up what, 2-3 blocks
3
apart
blocks apart.
from
Yeah,
each other.
pretty close.
Pretty
That's
close.
crazy.
And yeah, so they'd come bike riding by a couple times. They'd swing by and pick me up on my bike, and we'd go down to Starbucks in Ocean Park for a cookie and a bike ride home.
Wait. In grade 7,
Yeah.
you guys were going to Starbucks?
Yeah.
I didn't even know what Starbucks was
Yeah.
until I
It
was
wasn't.
probably
It wasn't
20.
coffee. It wasn't
No, we
coffee.
weren't
were
having
No, but
drinking
coffee.
I mean,
white
We weren't
chocolate.
having our pumpkin spice
even the
lattes yet.
actual store or franchise of Starbucks. I don't even think I knew
Yeah,
what the
that
fuck
one's
it
been
was.
there for years in Ocean Park.
Really?
Yeah. oh,
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'd hang out.
You
and we'd-
rich White Rock, Ocean Park kids.
Oh, we didn't pay for it.
No, I know. I just,
We have to pay for it
I'm
now.
out in the boonies in Agassiz. They still don't have it. They'll never have a Starbucks out there.
Oh,
They got one in Hope.
They do have one in Hope
that's
now.
true.
That's right.
It's a new
yeah.
one. It's a new one.
Anyway,
yeah.
okay. So Starbucks dates.
Starbucks dates. We'd walk the dog. He had a dog, Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'd walk the dog.
You had
We'd
Walter.
hang out. So anyway, I guess we were kind of dating in grade 8. We used to catch the bus home together, and almost every day after school, we'd stop at his house and watch at least a half-hour, 2 half-hour programs together. And I think it was always recess.
Recess.
Recess. Nice. Yeah. Okay.
So we'd watch our recess, and I'd go home. And on Thursday nights, was our typical night. I'd always come back, and we'd watch ER, Survivor,
CSI.
and CSI.
Survivor, CSI, and ER in that order. 8 o'clock,
got
9
the
o'clock,
wrong
10
order.
o'clock.
Dude, this is. I'm loving this already, by the way. But you were like, oh, I don't. He's better with the details. But like the night of the week, you guys were hanging out.
Yeah, it
or
was
the
always a
days of the
Thursday
week,
night.
and
Yeah.
that's so cool that you
And
guys
if-
have these memories.
And if I was lucky enough, I'd get an invite back to Friday night finger food night. It was always a favorite of mine. And yeah, so we kind of dated on and off through high school. I may
Yeah.
have broken his heart
Twice.
Twice.
a couple times.
Been there.
Sorry
Except
about-
I was
sorry about
breaking
that.
hearts.
Of course you were.
Sorry. Sorry, original Chelsea.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you guys know about the original and the sequel?
I've heard
Yeah.
I've heard
I've heard rumblings.
The Chelseas. Anyways,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
that's
okay,
fine.
'cause
you broke his heart.
Jamie's got the Andrew and the Andy. So,
I know, yeah.
it's
It's
all
all the
cool.
same.
It's all
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah.
all cool. We're all grown ups.
We are.
Yeah. So yeah, we dated on and off through high school, and then we went to our grade 7 grad together.
grade 12 grad.
Sorry, grade 12 grad.
I think I have a picture of that, which I'm going to share.
You
if
do
that's
have a
okay with
picture.
you guys,
We
as the
actually just
promo.
we took a walk
for
down
this
memory
episode.
lane the other night.
Yeah, Jamie sent it to me. I was like, I barely even recognized you guys.
Did you read our yearbook write-ups?
No.
Our initials are in each other's yearbook write-ups. I think mine said DS. I will love you.
Oh, that's right.
No
You
matter
just-
what happens.
You just put
Friends
the
forever.
initials on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was pretty
Thanks for
cool
the
to go
good
through
times.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is neat.
And then we kind of were together after high school, and then you went over to Europe,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and I had a baby that wasn't his.
I wasn't even on the continent.
Alert. Were you guys broken up at this point when you
Yeah,
went to
we
Europe?
We weren't together. We were just very good friends.
Yeah, okay. So it was like...
We always, whenever we weren't together, we were always like best friends.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah,
And then you met Ben's dad.
I met Ben's dad, and
prego.
yeah, I had him, and then I think Ben was about 3. He was about 3, and I remember Daniel and I were sitting on the couch one day in my basement suite. Ben had gone to bed, and it was kind of an aha moment where it was like, well, aren't you supposed to be with your best friend? And for the
I believe my words were, "What are you saying?"
I would say for the first little bit, it was kind of like, whoa, I'm kissing my best friend. This is weird. And yeah, then we moved in.
That was early in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we moved in October. We're engaged by
January.
See, I don't know
2013.
the date, but I know the month. And then we were married in August.
August 9th, 2013.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy, hey?
So that's just a year and a half, kind of, that you guys were together and then got
We
married?
didn't really have much of a honeymoon phase because we pretty much knew each
You
other.
knew, yeah, exactly, yeah. But that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Were you married to your ex?
No.
No, you weren't. Okay, it had been, didn't work out.
Yeah.
Single mom, or
Yeah.
Dan showed up again.
And for the record,
But you guys were always kind of in contact, friends, like you said.
Uncle Daniel became Daddy Daniel.
Yeah,
bonus dad.
Sorry.
Daniel.
yeah.
Bonus dad.
For the record, I pushed Kim to try and work things out with Ben's dad as best she could because I knew for Ben that would be best if mom and dad were together. It didn't work out that way.
And I mean, really, you can't
Not
push too
unfortunate
hard,
for
right?
him,
Yeah.
great for me.
Yeah, great for you.
You don't know until you try.
I can't believe this. I love this story so much. I love you guys so much more now. It's so nice to hear that.
Shall we tell the story of the night of our engagement?
Please don't.
Please
Don't.
do.
Please don't. We'll leave that for another podcast.
Oh, yes. Okay. So if you guys want to hear the story of their engagement, then hit up my DMs and tell me you want Kim and Dan back on the pod.
Yeah.
But we're not done here yet. So now I feel like this is almost just like a radio show, which is kind of cool with all the music we're doing.
Yeah, it's
'cause
fun.
We've done 2 favorite songs, but now I'm going to put you on the spot and ask for that song of your guys' together.
Oh.
Like, what's your song? What would you say is your song now that we know the story of you guys? What would it be?
I would say our first dance.
Your first dance song?
And it's
What was that?
Yellow by Coldplay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. And everything you do, yeah, they were all yellow. I came along, I wrote a song for you. And all the things you do. And it was called Yellow. So then I took my turn. Oh, what a thing to have done. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. And you know I love you so. You know I love you so. I swam across, I jumped across for you. Oh, what a thing to do. 'Cause you were all yellow. I drew a line, I drew a line for you. Oh, what a thing to do. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. And you yourself trying. It's true. Look how they shine for you. 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 Look how they shine. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. And all the things that you do.
I dig it, you guys. That was your first dance.
It's a gooder.
Do you have your wedding videoed at all?
Yeah.
Did you get a wedding video?
Friend, she had our video camera and she took a video for us, and we've got a couple key moments. That wasn't. I don't know. We've been married for 6.5 years, so
Yeah.
back
right.
then it wasn't a huge thing to
I
have
know,
it.
yeah.
For us
Videographer.
anyway, to have a
I-
videographer. Now, if I was to
Yeah.
do it again, I would definitely want everything. Like,
We
yeah.
we got a cool one done, and I really like it. It's awesome.
It's
the
nice to show
actual
your kids too,
quality and stuff.
right?
It is.
Yeah.
I would have preferred one of those old school, like huge fucking cameras on your shoulder with the actual like VHS tape inside
In the
as it's
thing.
recording, and it's just someone's drunk uncle going around.
Do those still
Look at
exist?
this. I don't know. We got to find one though.
Yeah.
For whoever gets married next.
You
of
get
our
the video
friends.
camera on your shoulder. I'll get the ghetto blaster on my shoulder. We'll be straight out of the 80s.
Yeah.
Wow.
That'd
Your
be
dad
awesome.
bods.
Just can't help yourself,
hey.
can you?
I stepped on. So when I started my fasting, just because I talked about this on a few other podcasts, I was up to 195 pounds. Stepped on the scale this morning, and it said 182.6.
Wow. Good
Wow.
for you.
That's like
So it
almost
works.
13 pounds, and that's not even 4 weeks yet. that
Have
I've
you
started
adjusted
it.
your eating habits, or is it strictly the fast from
Just-
wake up time to noon?
Yeah, I haven't eaten anything different. Yeah, just taking that break.
Good
And
for
it's
you.
fucking-
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well done.
Melting away. But Jamie says I'm getting too skinny already. I'm like, what are you talking about?
We like our men burly.
Yeah. Well, it's coming. It's in phases. You gotta, drop the weight, and then you can bulk up if you want or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dan, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, you're so manly.
Okay, you guys. So we went through the story. You got married 2013, you said?
Yeah,
August? August what? We were in August too, right?
9th.
9th. Okay, yeah. We were 14th.
Also, just want to
Close.
rewind for one quick sec.
Yeah, rewind.
We went
What?
to high school for a couple of years with your beautiful wife, Jamie.
Oh yeah. Any good stories from that
Oh,
that you wanted?
funny you should ask.
Actually, though, I didn't plan on this. I
know.
I'll take a picture of my notes, and I did not. But if there was a really good story you wanted to share about Jamie from high school, I would really like to hear that, and I think my listeners would too.
Just one major story that sticks out for me.
Yep.
Yeah. I love her dearly. We were in band together.
We were all in band together.
Yeah, we were band geeks.
That's awesome.
Jamie was only a band geek for a short time because she liked to talk.
Yeah.
And she may have been asked
Politely.
to leave.
She got kicked out of band class.
That's not what I said, but yes.
Oh.
Politely asked to
And-
not re-enroll next year.
And our other lovely friend, Nicola,
Oh yes.
from the Mukbang. Bang.
Bang. Mukbang.
Mukbang.
Which you can find on YouTube.
Yeah. She politely went with her.
Like, was she asked, or did she just like? She
No,
was
I
like,
think
"You
she
can't
just-
kick my friend out. I'm going with her."
I'm going with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Very
think they were
supportive.
I think they were talking too much to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicola was very supportive of Jamie's decision.
Oh yes.
Yes.
To not re-enroll.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
And so that's where Jamie's musical career ended.
Started
of
and
that,
ended.
It was probably that. Who was the teacher? Sounds like a fucking asshole.
Who was it?
Well, it would have been one of three.
Ruined
Yeah.
my wife's
And they weren't. And
musical career.
I'm going to vouch right now. Neither of them were fucking assholes.
No, we had wonderful
You're
teachers.
too nice.
We
No,
had
we
to-
had
no, we
great
had-
I'm just
teachers.
trying to stick up for my wife here.
Yeah.
Kick her out of class.
Well,
Just because she's talking. Haven talks all the time. If Haven got kicked out of every class she talks in, she would be home every day. She'd be freaking on welfare for the rest
she
of her
comes
life.
by it honestly.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so she got kicked out of band class. I don't even think I knew that. But she was playing saxophone, right?
Please don't kill me, Jamie.
That's not even a bad story. I was hoping for some more dirt. You must have something dirtier than
Jamie,
that.
Jamie was back and forth.
She was living in Portland.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah,
moved
that's
down to
true.
Portland, and
Yeah. Have to
we
get
didn't
some
really
of her...
reconnect again until she had Jaden and I had Ben.
'Cause they're the same age.
Because
Right,
they're
right,
the
right.
exact same age. Well, they're a few
They
months
are.
apart, but
And
that's-
Jaden gets a little giddy when she's like before that going to the soccer game yesterday to go watch Ben. Like
Yeah.
she was acting weird and giddy. I don't know if there's
yeah,
a little spark there. Or
She's
something,
pretty
but-
funny on the
I guess-
field. Yeah.
Earmuffs. No, I don't know. Should we tell Ben?
We'll see if Ben goes red.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
he will for sure.
We'll see. He was trying to play it cool when he was finished his game and he walked over
Did he
to
score a
us.
goal for her?
He did score a goal.
Did
Yeah.
he point at her?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
'Cause
not-
that would have been a telltale sign. If he
No.
did that, then we would know. But I guess
No.
it's still a mystery.
Yeah. Time will tell.
Young love. Look at just like you guys.
You never know.
Could you
Well,
imagine?
we've actually told Ben. We've said to him, what age were we when we met? Grade 4?
We met in grade 4.
And he's in grade 6 now. So back when he was in grade 4, it was like, Ben, maybe you've already met your future wife.
Wow.
Just like us. You never know.
That's so cool, you guys.
Then you can see the wheels start turning in his head, and he goes,
Ew, girls.
"Really?"
Really?
yeah.
That's cool. Okay. So one of the other main topics I thought would be cool to touch on was the whole step parenting thing. Because obviously my stepdaughter, Jaden, or I'm a bonus dad also, who's like we were just saying, the same age as Ben. And kind of, I guess were you around Kim and Ben since he was born, or
Totally.
like as friends kind of thing anyways?
Yeah, I was Uncle Daniel.
Yeah. And then you kind of took on the more serious role come age 3, 4,
Or somewhere in that when
Yeah.
we moved in together.
Yeah.
which is fairly similar when I came in Jaden's life more full time, around 4 or 5, I would say, maybe more 6. I don't know. I'm really bad with those details and dates as
too.
well.
Yeah. That's okay. Me too.
But and I mean, it's sometimes a tough go, and I think you could attest to that too. Just I would think navigating kind of the relationship in for me, it's kind of wanting to be respected and looked at as a parent figure. But I think sometimes, like in Jaden or Ben's situation, it's hard for them because they, the family should have 2 parents kind of thing. And they're like, okay, got my mom, got my dad. Who are you? That kind of thing. I don't know if you see it as much on your side, but that's kind of how I feel
we had
sometimes.
some definite growing pains
Yeah.
moving in together. For Ben and I, we were, the first few years, it was just him and I pretty much in the house. And we had some good years together, just the 2 of us. And I think that's why him and I are very close. And so you go and move into a new environment because we moved into a townhouse together. And you've now added this other person that rightfully so should be respected, but it's very confusing.
Yeah.
And, you've already got your routines and you've got your things that you're doing, and you're throwing someone else into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough. It's tough on everybody.
It was a major adjustment for all 3 of us, I think.
Yeah.
Not only with the parenting part, but you'd never lived with anybody romantically. I had
Romantically.
I had never. Well, we'd all had. What I'm getting at, we all had roommates,
Yeah.
but we'd never lived with a significant other.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit of a.
Adjustment.
All of us had a bit of an adjustment.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the hardest things for me also has been kind of just that they're just kids. You got to remember that they're just kids. Let them do their thing.
But
I've said this on
they're
other podcasts
very
too.
smart.
But they are very smart.
Yes.
And so that they should know that, listen, I'm an adult. You can respect me. You should show this respect to me as well.
Well, and I pay the bills, so there's
And
that.
I pay the bills. I get your fucking food.
And the clothes on your back.
Earmuffs. I keep forgetting. it's it's been a bit of a struggle with Jada, and I know she loves me. We have a lot of really good times,
Yeah.
same as I see you and Ben have. But and then one of the big things I get from Jamie, and I don't know if it's the same, is that she thinks I treat Jaden differently. Do you see Daniel treat Ben differently? Do you know what I mean? And whether this is like a good thing or a bad thing or whatever, it's kind of just like, because to me, I'm like, well, obviously I treat her differently because she's a different person. She's her own person. Haven's her own person, whether she's my actual child or not. You know, I'm going to treat them differently because they're different personalities. So I think, parenting Jaden this way is going to be better than parenting Haven this way.
Right.
Do you see kind of what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I actually had this conversation with my mom because, my sister and I are raised in the same environment, but we're two very different people.
Yeah.
And my mom has told me that she's had to adjust her parenting for each kid because we're not the same.
Yeah.
And I do think Daniel does treat Ben differently, but he's a different person.
Exactly.
He's also 11 and the other two
Yeah.
are 5 and 3. So,
Yeah,
like
So you treat them differently.
exactly. And there's more responsibility. And as far as playing favoritism or anything like that, no, I don't see anything like that.
Yeah, no, and I guess, and Dan, like for me, it's like sometimes then I think, man, I am being too hard on Jaden because, she's not my daughter. She's my stepdaughter. I'm her bonus dad, however you want to call it. And then, so that gets in my head and I'm like, okay, I need to go easy on her. But then you're like, well, that's
Not too easy.
It's not going to get the point across.
Right.
And so then you're like, I'm going too easy on her. I gotta lay into her like I would if it was my own kid. And it all gets confused. I don't know. Do you have similar kind of thoughts or experiences or?
It may look to outsiders like I can sometimes be a little harder, but the age gap, like
Yeah.
our daughter Zoe's 5. She's essentially she's not born in the same year as Haven, but they're pretty close in age.
Yeah.
Haven's later in the year, and Zoe's earlier in the year, so they're about the same age. But Jaden and Ben, they're 11.
Yeah.
You know what 11-year-olds, they
You kind of know what you were like
Yeah.
at 11.
and what the expectations of
what
being
you
an
knew.
11-year-old in the house. Like,
Yeah.
I know sometimes Ben could look at his sisters. Well, you didn't ask Zoe to clean up. I said, yeah, well, if I ask Zoe to clean up, it's going to take half an hour.
Yeah.
If I ask you to clean up, it's going to be like 5 minutes.
Are higher.
Yeah, totally.
But like we all grew up, when you were 11, you had expectations.
yeah, exactly. It's not an easy thing, but then you can only think what someone like Ben or Jaden is thinking is like, oh, why is he being so hard on me? There's other kids in the house.
I'm sure Ben and Jaden,
Dramatics play a factor in that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ben and Jaden look at they look at Haven and they look at Ledger and they look at Zoe and they look at Gracie and they like, well, they only really have to report to 2 parents. We got to report to 4.
Yeah.
Well, Ben 4, yeah.
Ben 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an interesting way to look at it. That would be tough. And I know it is hard on them too, but it's
Well, and when they're going, like Jaden's going to her dad's and Ben's going to his dad's, the expectations and the responsibilities are different in each house.
yeah.
And every time they leave, they have to adjust to the rules and expectations and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff in each house. And I'm sure that's difficult, but it's their way of life. So
Yeah, and
that's the way it goes.
they both seem like they're doing awesome. And
Yeah.
and I guess back to kind of just the parenting side of it, that's where it is hard, that struggle between being too firm and being too nice, and you got to find that medium, and that's
You are still the boss at the end of the day,
yes, that's
no
right.
matter what.
But,
Parenting is hard enough.
I used to
Yeah.
tell my friend Elise, she had a tough time for a little bit there, and I always told her, I'm like, I'm the mom and you're the baby. You got to remember that. I'm the mom.
yeah, that's a good. It is. Everybody's got to remember that.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to kind of bring it up mostly because very commendable that you have stepped into that role, and I think you do such a great job. And one of the things I've always respected and appreciated about you is how dedicated you are to this family. And
Right back to you, kiddo. Same thing.
thanks, man. And there's a few specific things where I hear you sometimes talk about, well, I'm away working 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, and there's no way I'm going to go do anything else, or on Sunday or on Saturday I'm going to be with my family, kind of thing. And I'm like, that's, it's great. It's such a commendable thing. And I do. I love you guys the way you take care of your little family.
Thank you.
So, and I guess some people might not know, but so Ben, 11,
Yep.
Zoe, 5, and
Yep.
then Gracie is 3. Yeah, we got it. You guys, I'm going to admit it. You guys were giving me hand signals for
Yeah.
those ages. And that's why it works so closely with our family, right? Because Jaden's 11, Haven's 6. So Haven and Zoe get along pretty well. It's really cool. I'm glad that we've kind of connected in this way, because I didn't have many friends coming out towards White Rock, because you guys, and you're Jamie's people, but I would like to think you've become my people now too.
I agree.
That's kind of nice, right?
Yeah.
You're
the
feeling
math.
good now, aren't you?
I'm feeling good.
You're
but
finally getting more confident. You're like actually leaning into the
Yeah.
mic. It's great.
Yeah, no, this is great. But I drank a whole Caesar and
You're worried about what you might say next.
no, I have to go to the bathroom.
Let's keep going. Oh, you have to go to the bathroom. Well, go ahead. I got something to talk to Dan about.
All right. I'll leave it here.
I got.
I'll leave it here.
So I have a question for you.
Oh, yes. Turn
I
it
have a
around.
couple. Lightning round.
Let's do it. Lightning round. I like this. This is perfect. Go.
You have focused on your podcast all about favorite songs, and I love it. Sponsored by Sean Casey.
Yeah, ish.
What is your least favorite song?
Oh.
Like, if it's on the radio, I turn it off, get that song off, and I've already thought about this, so I'll break the ice and I'll
Yeah.
give you.
Yeah.
I have 2.
Yeah.
And along with Zach Brown and with some other country artists, Kim and I also, and Coldplay, Kim and I also religiously will go see Elton John.
Yeah.
Amazing concert. Absolute unbelievable. The guy can still play piano. Like, unfortunately, his ticket prices when he came through on his farewell tour were so high that we couldn't actually justify going.
No.
Unfortunately, killed it, pain. But my least favorite song in this world is Daniel.
Really?
Hate it. Hate it. I hate it. You know why? Because I was forced to karaoke it by my parents at this tender age of 11 or something like that.
That is awesome.
And I'm like, I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of the song,
Yeah.
but that's one. The other one is everybody who grew up in the 80s and the 90s is going to pain me because now it's going to be in their head. Bop
Bop. Okay.
by Hanson.
Yeah. Okay.
Turn it off. I don't want to hear it. If it's at a wedding,
Yeah.
bathroom break.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. This is a great question. I'm just going to run through a few thoughts that popped into my head to keep things moving here.
And no disrespect
But
to the artists that came up with those songs.
I'm not a huge Cher fan,
Yeah.
and I know Jamie is a huge Cher fan. But for me, I would probably change the dial if one of hers came on. Just that voice. You know, it's a very unique voice, and that
Leave after love.
yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
And Celine Dion.
Yeah.
And Celine Dion.
Celine, I could deal with a bit better than Cher, but I don't know. Yeah, we're Cher hating over here. Kim, is that okay? Yeah. Sorry, but yeah, we're so that would be up there. Another thought that popped into my mind when you said 80s was a lot of 80s stuff. I'm not a huge Bon Jovi fan, to be honest. I don't know what it is. I think, but more so, you know why? And I would specifically just say "Living on a Prayer." I would be like, don't want to deal with it.
It's My Life is very good.
It's My Life is very good, but Bon Jovi, "Living on a Prayer," I'm like, can't do it. Just because so many people tell me to sing it and want me to sing it, I'm like, you can't sing it like this guy. He's the best. I get it. Go ahead, sing your ass off.
Living
but
on
I
a
can't
Prayer.
do
It's My Life. Wanted Dead or Alive. Those
Yeah.
are
Dead or
classics.
Alive.
it. Yes. See,
Yeah.
It's My Life. I'm like, cool, because I have this great memory with it. But Dead or Alive or Living on a Prayer, I'm like, nobody can sing those songs like him. So just leave it and let him sing it. You know what I mean? And then people always ask me to sing it, and I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking sing that song. I don't even want to try and sing that song. So don't ask me. That's my 2 cents.
How about Layla?
Yes, I love singing Layla.
Good song.
It's great.
It is a good song.
But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. I've never really thought of a specific song that's my least favorite song ever. I've mentioned it on the podcast before that I hate singing Mr. Jones by the Counting Crows.
Oh yeah.
So like to actually perform or sing, that's kind of one of mine that I'm like,
Can I call
Just
out
don't
one
wanna
of your
do it.
past guests?
yes, please do.
So
I love
Casey
rivalries.
has something against Matchbox 20.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sorry,
I'm on your side.
I'm
So, yeah,
sorry.
Go ahead.
but like when you ask, say, favorite song, you're coming on, you gotta have a favorite song. 3 a.m. is there too,
Oh yeah.
and you sing 3 a.m. and you
Yeah. That's a nostalgic song for me too, just from my sisters and from the '90s. Growing up, I heard it all the time.
I'm sorry,
It's a great
Casey.
tune.
Casey,
I wouldn't-
Matchbox 20 is not that bad.
Yeah, Matchbox 20 is great.
Counting
I
Crows
agree
is
with you
great.
there. Yeah,
Matchbox 20 is just as good.
yeah. Anyway, this has been fun, you guys.
That's awesome. Thank you for
I
having us.
feel like this
Thank you.
interruption by the family was hurry up and come cook my burgers and hot dogs.
Yeah.
So I've got to go man the barbecue.
I
pretty
got one
soon
more
here.
beer for us too.
Oh yes, you do. And then I've got about 7 more for myself.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can stick around for those too. But I
Quick
don't think
prediction:
you are.
who wins today?
I'm torn. I did want to talk about this, but because I was like, okay, Tiger Cats all the way. I just
Yeah.
want them to win. Screw Winnipeg. But then I remembered my old neighbor Dennis, Grandpa Dennis, as the kids call him. He's from Winnipeg, and Winnipeg hasn't won in 29 years. And there's a guy in Winnipeg who has not worn pants for 29 years. He's only worn shorts, and I'm like, this guy's got to be cold.
Yeah.
Let's give them
Minus
a Grey Cup. So
45.
I think I'm going for Winnipeg.
Yeah.
I just want to see a good game.
I'm just
Yeah.
going to watch Keith Urban in the halftime show.
Keith Urban.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe they got him at the halftime show. That is.
I
Gonna be
can't
epic.
wait.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Okay, another question for you.
Yeah.
Bucket list sporting event. You and I love our sports.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. We don't agree on which sports we like. It's a lot of hockey,
Yeah.
football. You love basketball. I'm not a huge basketball
This is so funny
fan.
because when Kim left and I was like, I got to talk to you about something. It was because I don't know if Kim told you, but Jamie told me that we're going to the Grey Cup next year
Is it in
in Regina, Saskatchewan.
really?
So I brought this because it is a bucket list thing. I was like, I always wanted to go to a Grey Cup where it's like cold as hell and
A prairie.
yes, like a Prairie Grey Cup. So Calgary, Edmonton, blah blah blah. And then I heard it was in Regina next year, and I was like, that's like the motherland of the CFL. Like
Yeah.
that's all there is there.
And they wear shorts and short sleeves and watermelons on their head.
And watermelons
Crazy Rough Rider
So
fans.
that is one of my bucket list things. And Jamie was like, I mentioned to her, I was like, would you ever want to go to the Grey Cup like next year in Regina? Would you want to do that? And she was like, that sounds like hell. And I was like, I knew you would say that, but I would really, really like to go. And she was like, okay, you can go with Dan, and Kim and I will go to Palm Springs. So I was like, okay.
Sure.
I said yes. So
Regina? Palm Springs.
yes, I understand.
Can we find somewhere else that's not Palm Springs? Like, how about
Soyuz? No.
no, Spokane.
Yeah.
They can go to Spokane.
I'm totally fine with it because this is one of my bucket list things. I'm like, okay, cool. If Dan and I and probably some other guys will try and hook it up, this is going to be awesome. Go
I
to
have
the
been
Grey Cup
I have
next year?
been to a Grey Cup.
You have?
I
Like,
have
out
in Vancouver.
here? In
In
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
It was 2006.
Yeah. But you haven't been to a prairie one.
No.
Freezing cold.
No.
maybe
No, it was
snowing.
inside in a dome.
Yeah. So I think we're going to do this.
Oh,
It's going to be awesome.
So
Yeah,
Grey
little
Grey
road
Cup.
trip. I
Like,
looked it up, 16 hours, whatever.
yeah.
I could drive 8 hours, you drive 8 hours. Or if we got more guys coming with it, if it's Sean comes with us or some of my other crazy buddies, it's going to be fun.
That would be fun.
It'll be a good time.
So other than Grey Cup, what else? Shoot for the moon. And you cannot say Canucks Stanley Cup because that's for everybody. That's
I would probably pick World Series baseball game.
yeah.
Like any game. I don't care. I haven't been to enough, professional baseball games, and I'd love to see some other stadiums and that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be a cool one. Seems like a really good atmosphere.
Mine and it's gonna be off the cusp, but it's gonna be the Masters.
Oh yes, okay, that's a good one too. I would really dig that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be very cool.
Now, since Kim took off, I was going to talk to you because I posted something on my Instagram, so I feel like we have to cover a little bit of it, and I'm just going to call myself out. I've got a little spiel that is going to be a bit controversial, but that's fine. That's what we're all about here. is
I love to
opening up.
talk about current
So
events.
See if any thoughts pop into your head. Because what I wrote on Instagram or in my notes here is we should talk about wives who like to be in control freaks.
All right, I like being married, so I'm going to leave.
But so hear me out. Here's my little thing. And I'm like, so I guess I should maybe put this into context with a couple quick stories from my relationship with Jamie, where it is, and almost like feeling like she makes decisions without me, without asking me or considering what I would want or feel or anything. And almost, trying to take that control back. And so one instance, the cats, the 2 fucking cats that we have, she did not ask me.
Benny and Jet.
Exactly. She did not ask me. She just showed up and said, "Hey, I got 2 cats." And I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's awesome. I would have liked to have been a part of this decision." And then on a lesser extent, she got a Christmas tree. And like, honestly, last year we had a real tree. And the year before that, we had a real tree. And she was like, I don't want a fake tree anymore. I love having real Christmas trees. Let's always have a real Christmas tree. I was like, great. So on board with that. And yesterday she springs it on me. She's like, oh, we're having a fake tree again. And I'm like, you didn't want to ask me about this or how I feel? Because I love having a real tree. I would feel very strongly that we should have a real tree. And so there's a lot of the times, and I don't know if I do this, so maybe I'm going to have Jamie on here as well, where she makes these decisions for kind of the family. But it's like she doesn't consult me or anything at all. And it's something that really bugs me. And I do feel like it ties into a thing of her wanting to be in control. And she would admit this as well. I don't know if Kim would. Do you think Kim would admit that she likes to be in control most of the time?
I don't, it's not a question of being in control.
Yeah.
It's not even a question. It's the fact that it's a little different for you and Jamie because you're gone more in the evenings.
Yeah.
So you're around, you do day to day, you'll do either dance or you'll do school drop-offs.
Yeah.
I leave in the morning. I'm the first one up. I'm out of the door.
Yeah.
I am gone. I work downtown. So it's, I'm gone at probably 7 in the morning, work my 8-hour day, and then I'm not home till 5 o'clock. So Kim has been, especially this week, my kids have been sick.
Yeah.
Kim has been in those 4 walls by herself with 2. And then once she picks, because the 2 girls have been homesick from school, and then once she picks Ben up from school, 3 kids. I always tell Kim, you are the glue that holds our family together. You organize everything. You know where each kid wants to be. You know the birthday parties. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Wait, who's got a birthday party this day? Yeah. I glance at the calendar and go, oh, yeah, okay, we got this going on this weekend. It's not a question of being a control freak. It's a question of they know how the house runs.
What needs to be done.
And what needs to be done.
When it needs to be done. Where you need to be.
Purchasing cats? I'm going to leave that one up to you. I'm not going to. I guess Jamie and I are friends. I'm not going to.
She should have asked me, right?
That's your opinion.
Daniel, stick up for me here. She should have asked me about if she wanted to buy 2 cats.
Jamie, you should have asked.
Thank you.
Jamie,
Thank
should
you.
have
I
asked.
will boost the volume on that.
And that's a wrap on the Dan Stone Show, featuring Kim and Andrew Christopher. Peace out, buddy.
Yeah, we really call it the AC show. Really call it the AC show. It's the AC show. It's the AC show with AC, your host. Check it out.